question myself with this ship. Does anyone remember Sonato? I remember that people tend to go wild when people ship Sonic with a female character. But not gonna lie, I'm understanding the reason is because they're going off their opinion. But holy shit! The thing is, when I told my friend how old Shadow is, she was fucking hammered. Because she didn't know that Shadow was 50. So when I explained to her that Shadow is technically 50, it's not actually... there is actually no canon, accuracy of how old the characters are, but it doesn't matter. We're just gonna go off what we think how old they are. And I told her that the reason why he's 50 is because he was on the arc for 50 years. And the fact that people are shipping him with an 8 and 6-year-old, not Charmy, but Cream, Tails the Fox and Cream, that is fucked up. But then we got the aforementioned Sonato. Not gonna lie, the reason why people don't really ship them is because they're supposed to be rivals. And if they're dating or married or already have kids, it ruins the rivalry of any epic battle between them. But, by any chance, if there's any chance of a new rivalry, well, hell, we at least have Scourge, but at least he's still alive. Long live the British King, I guess. Because right now, I do not know Scourge's accent. Either that he's Australian or whatever type of bullshit. Because the man has to have an accent at least. We know that Mephiles is hella dead because he was already gone. We do not know what the fuck happened to Infinite. Shit, we can't turn Silver into a villain. He was already once wise and then he just changed ways. Like the shit. But we still have Surge. I do not know if Surge is going to do shit. Anyways. Yeah, so technically, I think the better ship for Sonic has to be Son Amy because it's probably the most canon ship known to Sega instead of Son Alley, but whatever you want. Just as long as you don't ship any, child characters unless it's reasonable. Right now it ain't reasonable to ship a literal 8-year-old with a 6-year-old when they are literally having a 2-year part. While both Cream and Charmy both have the same age. Kinda weird, right? And it's kinda weird that some of the shippings are canon, but any others that fans make, there's no way to tell if they're canon or not. But I think what the most fucking funniest shit ever about Sonato is that, number one, the funny part is that I saw this comic thing where, oh my god, this may be so weird, but I remember seeing it back then. And the thing is that, you know what, I'm not gonna talk about it no more. The more I think about it, the more stuff I realize it is, man. Like, the shit. Anyways, and all of a sudden, I remembered that technically no one else ships Knuckles with anybody else but 2 people. It is Shadow and Rouge. The funny part is that my character is almost resemblant to the man. Well, close, but not close enough. I think people kind of thought I was Knuckles because, well, my character looked like a guy because you couldn't see the female shirt in Gotcha Club. And the worst part is that when she was wearing the cowboy outfit, god damn, why did that remind me of the OVA? Why? You know, where Metalhead ended up dying in that damn movie? Kinda tragic, but anyways. Bro, the fact that my character easily gets mistaken for a fucking guy is freaking hilarious. It only takes you a while to realize this is not no guy, this is a female. Are you serious? It could be because people can't see the shirt, so they don't know if it's a girl or not. But if you just look closely enough, you can see the difference between boy and guy shirts. You can definitely see the difference. And I do not know what's hella more silly. The fact that sometimes people do tend to ask if I was a guy or a girl because of my voice. And I'm just gonna reveal it. I am a girl. It's just that my voice doesn't sound girlish like like the girls that you would naturally hear. Yeah, my voice is gonna be like this for a while. So, yeah, permanently my voice is like this because I was born with a tone like this. And, I wonder if I can practice singing someday. Probably not. Probably not, because my voice is freaking horrible. But, not gonna lie, I feel very, very fucking giggly right now the more I thought about this. The more I thought about this, doesn't like, okay, this may be fucking stupid to say it, but doesn't Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails remind you of fucking Power Rangers? Like the Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, and Yellow Ranger? It fucking reminds me of that stupid shit. Because wasn't Yellow Ranger a fucking girl? And that reminded me that most of Tails' voice actors were fucking females. And it hit me like a damn truck. So I realized this, and I was like, God damn it, brain. Now's not the time. This is not the time of night to be fucking goofy. Let's just play Sky Children of the Light and just get this shit over with, or play Animal Crossing. Hell. It's still silly as shit, though. It's still silly as shit. And I'll forever remember that as the Power Rangers for no reason. But, I still kind of see them as, like, different universal things. Like, you know when you have a trio group of red, blue, and yellow, it just reminds you of the 3 Sonic characters called Team Sonic. And not gonna lie, any characters or any show that actually has that, it's forever gonna remind you. But, I'm going to admit one thing. Isn't Sonic Underground the most weirdest show I ever seen? Because I remember when I first saw it, I was like, what the hell? The very first show of Sonic that I watched was The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, a.k.a. Statenum Sonic, before the other version, whatever, when Son Alley was introduced. So pretty much, hell yeah. Yeah, I have seen Sonic when I was a kid, but not when I was a child. The very first one that I actually had been watching was Mario. Yes, the very famous plumber who we all know today. And also whose company is also getting fucking greedy. So pretty much, Mario was the very first show that I watched. Eventually, somehow I grew out of it and completely abandoned it and went to Sonic permanently. So pretty much I've been sticking with it forever. And that means from when I was a kid to where I am now. In fucking high school. Pretty much I am still like that. But no one in my high school knows except for my friends. Well, not all of them technically. So pretty much, yes, all my friends know about this. But not all of them. The problem is that a friend who I've been friends with for 5 years, who isn't in high school with me by the way, recently did not give a shat about her sister hitting somebody on a church bus. Are you serious? You're not gonna give a damn that your sister's over here hitting people? Not gonna lie, I would've hit her ass right then and there. Cause not gonna lie, you're supposed to keep your siblings in line and make sure they ain't fucking troublemakers, bro. Like, for real. The thing is that, I didn't tell you guys this, but the middle child has recently, not the middle child, but the youngest child has recently pulled my hair out of a ponytail. So when my mom noticed that my hair wasn't in a ponytail anymore, she said, oh, you haven't taken whatever off within, like, all day. So when I eventually explained that my little brother had pulled my hair, the thing is that this is common when you have long hair, like long fake hair, embedded into your real hair. Because this means that your siblings can have the chance to pull it, which is annoying as shit. And the worst part is that you can't do a damn thing about it, but make sure they don't tug too hard to the point where you can possibly fall over. And, a bit of a worry note. So, I've recently remembered that, you know that one post where I said a friend had recently got mad at the entire motherfucking class of when she's over here comparing the entire room to a whole bunch of school bus kids? Yeah, it was all because of the poster and whatever type bullshit she was going through. Bro, you mainly fucking crashed out in fucking biology over a fucking poster because you thought it was ugly. Ho, you haven't been here for a whopping 3 school days. You were supposed to be the leader. You were supposed to help us. You weren't here, so we had to improvise. And yet, here's your ass telling me that the text messages I sent you came in days later. This means I can't text your ass no more. I can't do that. Because your phone is getting the messages days later. Meaning not only the messages are becoming days later, you're probably thinking that we aren't progressing enough. Hell, we are progressing good enough without you. We did the writing way before that. Dumbass. When you told me that, number one, that the messages will come in days later, this means there wouldn't be enough time in order to tell you we already written down what we needed to say. But here's your dumbass over here getting mad at us. All because of what was happening. And the funny part, all the other classmates in our class all agreed that ours weren't that bad. They were just as bad as ours. Yeah, you understand the pissiness that she had over a motherfucking poster because she thought it was ugly. She may have OCD, and the OCD may have kicked in because the letters were too big, the wording was too small and messy, and the thing is, her ass wasn't here. She may have said that she had the good handwriting, but her ass wasn't here to do that shit. She wasn't able to help me with the campaign. So this means I was completely on my own of the campaign. And the thing is, if she's gone, a person who had made up the group, who is a boy, is now the vice leader. And this is what a biology teacher said, and not gonna lie, I'm going by his words. Being a leader doesn't mean you have to be a dictator. In order to do something, your team has to agree with you. The thing is, it was 3 against 1. We didn't want to waste any more time on trying to restart the whole damn poster. But she wanted to waste our time of restarting the whole thing. Meaning, not only this is going to cause a burden, but more typical bullshit on us. This means she is risking a major grade over a fucking poster. Ho, you have other classes to deal with. If we can't get this poster done and can't do a shit thing, we're fucking bullshitted, bro. We're done. We're cooked. We're fried. And it's all because of you. You may have not been here for 3 days and we're supposed to cut you some slack. But I'm sorry, you just did the worst part ever. You weren't here to help us. And we had to continue on without you during the days when you wasn't here. Now here's her ass complaining of a headache. The question is, how the fuck do you immediately wake up with a headache? Not a normal person can actually wake up like that. If you're fucking sick, stay the hell away from me, please. Because Jesus Christ. Also, I have realized I have been ranting for a whopping 13 minutes. I wish you guys good night and realize that this whole entire damn rant was fun.